seduction. Calculate each move made. You wanna draw me closer. Ain't no games, we're so flames. Just aim out for the goalpost. When you do it like that, makes me wanna ride. You don't gotta try if it's real, you feel it inside. Inside, there's only one time. Total seduction, total seduction, seduction, nah, nah. If it's real, you feel it. If it's real, you feel it inside. Inside, there's only one time. Total seduction.
On my journey, I'm constantly amazed by the paths I travel down. Every corner hides another face awaiting me to turn it around. My life's an open road, taking me to who can say. So I'm just drinking it, all the sights along the way. An open road, made up of a billion days. I'll follow their heartbeat until I find a place to stay. Find a place to stay. Till I find a place to stay. Find a place to stay. Till I find a place to stay. I'll follow their heartbeat till I find a place to stay. Life's an open my life's an open I'll follow their heartbeat. I'll follow their heartbeat. I'll follow their heartbeat until I find a place to stay. I'll follow their heartbeat. I'll follow their heartbeat. I'll follow their heartbeat until I find a place to stay. Always searching, and couldn't tell you why. 'Cause I'm happy on the move, sleeping under unfamiliar skies, imagining you doing it too. No matter where I go, no matter which direction calls for me, I know I'm gonna be surprised. No matter what, I know adventure sees an opportunity in me, because I've realized my life's an open road, taking me to who can say. So I'm just drinking it, and all the sights along the way. An open road, made up of a billion days. I'll follow their heartbeat until I find a place to stay. I'll follow their heartbeat until I find a place to stay. My life's an open road.
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back to game number 2 of the night. Tonight we have a very, very, very hype match. This is actually the fight for number spot here. We have Natural Big Boys Club, excuse me, versus Rubber Ducky team. Almost at it. Almost perfect. But yeah, tonight I'm joined by a Wild E-Boy or Nikolai. What's up, man? How you doing tonight?
Well, fresh off a win, but it was a good game. So I feel a little bit good about tonight. Got off work and everything, so everything's all good, you know. But honestly, this is game two of probably a really good three-game set we have for Saturday night here to spend on League of Legends. The first one kind of didn't go as planned, I think, for Lamar Jackson fan club. My team did really pull out a dominating macro win. But this is whoever wins this game does take sole possession of first, and then the other team is taking sole possession of third. So this is a really huge, especially going into the last three games of the season.
Yeah, it's gonna be. This is extremely important. We have a very fun game on our hands tonight. We do actually have an emergency sub on RDT's side with Yogiza, the Lamar Jackson fan club. I believe he's the AD carry. He's gonna be. Looks like he's gonna be playing top this game. If I look at the draft quickly, but they're arguing about it right now. We'll get to that later. Right now we're just gonna wait for pro draft until now. But yeah, it's gonna be a really exciting match. I'm extremely looking forward to this one. Hopefully we can get a 40-minute game. That'd be sick. I love long games. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, no long games with us at least. But I want to just ask you like your thoughts as the caster on last game too, and in comparison to this game. Like these are arguably four of the top five teams are playing today. And with two of them already playing down and then two of them going forward, how does this kind of develop into the longer run of the season at this point, especially once standings become really clear? Because Rubber Ducky team's probably looking at this game and going, you have to face off against Zero Kills and NBBC, and then next week you have to go against LP Bandito, who is your former teammate, and a red hot Mailbox Angels. So really, I think more pressures right now on Rubber Ducky team to kind of pull off the victory so that they have a good footing. Because if they lose next week, they lose the tiebreaker, and you're basically giving a runaway first place over to Mailbox's Angels.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be harder for them tonight because they do have a sub and they're not using their full team. But like you said, I totally agree. They need to really win here tonight because I believe they've lost their last 2 games, or is it just their last one? I think it's actually just their last one.
I think it was their last one, but both teams are coming off an upset loss, though. That's the big question that I'm going to have for these teams. Can they turn it around? Because we saw last week that the big thing that Rubber Ducky team did was they just essentially threw a lead. They basically lost to OTS because the fact that they kind of threw away their early game lead. They were up, I think, as we're going to get into the early draft here, but you have to kind of think about it that they were up 8,000 gold, and then they lost the late game because they couldn't capitalize on the punishment. Same thing with NBBC. The draft needs to be assertive, and it has to be less troll picks. The Caitlyn last week was not something I really enjoyed out of Zero Kills. I know he plays a lot more dominating AD carries. He needs to go back to aggressive AD carries in order to win the lane, especially with the emergency sub being Yogiza. So this is going to be an interesting match to see if either any of these teams are going to be fixing their mistakes, or if they're going to be actually looking at the long road and just kind of falling short in this game because they're already thinking too far ahead.
Yeah, it definitely has to be we have a game tonight. We have to play hard. We have to go hard. We just have to do whatever we can to not lose, because I think that both of these teams are probably going to make the playoffs regardless. It might be a little too early to talk about that, but they both have very strong footings right now, both sitting at 5-2. And so one of the teams will be 6-2, the other one will be 5-3 here tonight. So even if they lose all the rest of their games, so whichever team loses tonight, I still think they have a good shot at making it into the playoffs, with Ultimate Dan getting the axe, axing themselves, I guess. But yeah, so we are kind of having some difficulties with Pro Draft right now. Right. But we should be getting there relatively soon. I'm so hyped for this game. This is the one game I wanted to cast tonight, although I would have liked to cast the last game as well. We had a pretty exciting duo there, so I'm not too worried about that one.
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely think that in this game too, you really have to look at the big role. You have Conqueror playing in the mid lane too. We just recently saw him in the LOC playoffs where they did have some incidents with it too, but he looked really clean on his Akali, which was the game I actually casted, and we finally got to saw him pop off on an assassin because for the longest time, as we're going to get into the initial pro draft too, RDT is already going to be banning the Ivern, Samira, and Kaisa, so they're heavily targeting the early aggression coming out from 0 kills. And I don't like the Jhin ban because it's a constant ban. 0 kills is a wonderful Jhin player. I just don't like the fact that they always ban it because they should leave it open. Because if they're not going to pick Jhin on blue side, it gives him a pretty strong laner for both the early and into the mid game and even into late game. So I don't know why they keep banning it as the Ezreals get locked in. But we see the Yasuo Shen ban too.
Yeah, I think that the reason why they banned that is actually just to not give Jhin or RDT the chance to draft Jhin, because Jhin is a very, very strong carry. I believe he's the strongest, pretty damn close to Kaisa if he's not there. But he is very strong.
Yeah, Kaisa, Jhin, Vayne, I think are really strong AD carries. I would like to see the Vayne here just because it lanes really well into the Ezreal. Both the Ezreal and the Vayne have to scale. But if you look at the power comparison between the two, Vayne does have a better power spike with 2 items in comparison to Ezreal. So I want to see if they're willing to pick the Vayne here. Because if they ban it on second rotation, who are they going to pick on the red side for NBBC for AD carry? Because they're going to be going down the rabbit hole if they don't pick the Vayne here. Although we did see it lose in the last game, that's a different matchup. And Ashe is a little bit more aggressive, able to ult into the lane, force more plays, and force Vayne to be on the back foot. As, yay, we do see the Vayne. I like this composition right now from NBBC because it's a lot of tanks. It's a good front line. They have a good late game scale, but you also have to worry about the Sylas and the Nunu.
Yeah, Nunu is a very, very strong pick right now. Hecarim, it's a good pick into Hecarim. And Sylas is also just good all around, I think. He has a lot of ultimates to take already. The Vayne isn't really that useful, but Hecarim and Galio certainly are for engage. And we'll have to see what else NBBC picks here to try to counter the fact that they don't want to give him lots of tools with that. And they actually banned the Malphite on the top side, just give whoever is playing top. I believe it's not complex. It's Sidro Legend. Sidro Legend give him a little bit of an easier time up there. Volibear is an answer, and then we're getting on to the final bans. Ornn.
Yeah. Okay. I like the Malphite ban here because essentially, if you're gonna kill the Vayne, you need a way to get access the back line. Right now, you only have Nunu Sylas. Ezreal's not a champion that wants to dive in with his positioning, with his mythic positioning. So you really want to take away all the engage on the side for RDT. So the Malphite Ornn ban are 2 really good bans, I think, on the side of NBBC as the Nard gets interestingly banned.
Yeah, Gnar I think is actually making a little bit of a comeback. He's pretty oppressive in lane, and his ultimate is seriously game changing. And Cassiopeia actually locked in here, so that might be Galio support.
Yeah, that we've seen it before, although it hasn't been as effective as most other supports too. Just generally, Galio's a little bit more telegraphed. It's going to be a little bit harder as the Leona gets locked in too, because Ezreal can just dash out of or blink away from the taunt. So he's going to have a little bit of a better laning phase. So I think there's going to be a really stale. Yeah, are they going to go Maokai top though? Yes, and
wow.
I like their comp because it's full of engage. You have a Leona, you have the Sylas who can take the Galio ult. Maokai can dive back line. The Kled gets locked in though. That was a really strong pick. So Sidro's going to be taking the Kled top side.
You know, I think that Rubber Ducky team actually did this a few weeks ago when they when they took mostly tanks and they just tried to feed their Jhin, and their Jhin ended up carrying. Maybe this was a different game, but I know there was a game like that. Maybe they're trying to replicate that a little bit because they have a lot of tankiness and a lot of engage. Although Maokai can go AP, and it can be
he might go. I want to see if he's going to be rushing the Mandate build or if he's going to go Sunfire Aegis. I think in this composition he would want to go Sunfire Aegis just because he wants that natural general tankiness, and he's going to do a lot better. I'm a little questioned about the Cassiopeia. The reason why is because I've seen it once played by Conqueror, and he didn't look that strong on it. And this is where I'm going to be a little bit iffy on the pick. His team won the game, but it was mostly because of the fact that the rest of the team around him did really well. The Cassiopeia doesn't look strong. It's not really a strong power pick in the mid lane right now. And the fact that you have it into the Sylas, yeah, you can throw down your Miasma, but if he steals your ultimate and has an early level 6, you're kind of out of position there because he can force an ultimate on you and then just burst you out if you're not careful.
Yeah, like you were saying, Cassiopeia isn't in the greatest spot right now, but the miasma will always be effective. It's kind of like a Shen ultimate. Like it'll always be good. Like miasma can certainly change the course of a fight because that means Nunu can't escape, Silas Ezreal can't escape. Leona can't really go in if she wants to with her E, but she has a billion other spells that lock
Right.
people down. But yeah, I'm not too big a fan of the Cassiopeia pick either. But we've seen it work. It's still a good pick. It's just not one of the stronger picks right now. But just looking at the draft here, who do you think wins the draft? Just looking at it.
I think overall, if this game does go late and they don't misplay any positional errors, I think NBBC does take it into a late game if we do see that 30-35 minute scaling once Vayne does get three and a half items. But early game does favor RDT because Leona Lunu with Ezreal does do a good amount of damage. It's not like Ezreal's weak laning phase. He's actually one of the safest laning phase, but he can still burst out a champion at level 6 too, especially if they combo with the Nunu Leona ultimate. Possibly, force the Galio to use his ult preemptively. As long as they're able to just play around cooldowns, I think they should be able to pull out the early game. But if this game goes late, then I'm giving it to NBBC.
Yeah, I have to agree. They do have a lot of synergy with the Hecarim or Kled. Whoever goes in, Galio can just ult right on top of them, and that's at least one person dead with the amount of crowd control that is. A good follow up with Vayne and Cassiopeia as well.
The big question though also becomes if they do dive in with 3 champions, who's going to protect the Cassiopeia Vayne? If Leona, Silas, Maokai, Nunu all get into the back line, because Ezreal could just flash E away, who do you protect? How do you protect them?
Good point.
That's gonna be the key thing, because remember, Vayne has to get 3 items too. If Vayne does not get Blade of the Ruin King, Kraken Slayer, and Ginsu's Rage Blade before 30 minutes, I think this game does go in favor of RDT. But at the same time, you honestly never know. It's all about execution with these comps.
Yeah, absolutely. And another reason why I think NBBC will probably take this one is just because they're relying a lot on their substitute Yogiza, who has not had really any play time with these players, or maybe he has. I'm not sure, but like officially, he has like no play time with any of them. So
and he's also coming off a loss too, so that might be in a little bit of a back of his head where he's kind of already dealing with the loss from the last game against Mailbox's Angels. So does this affect him a little bit mentally too, especially going up against a hyper aggressive bot laner who's been punished lately too? So this could be an opportunity for Yogiza to fill in as a sub and do really well, because Vayne, it played aggressive early and caught out. It just falls far behind. I mean, look at last game where we saw the Ashe and the Rel just kind of have a great laning phase, even though they were ganked a little bit more often than not. But they got to the point where they were just kind of shutting down the Vayne, not letting her be able to get into the team fights as much as possible, and then they just had the better team fight composition to kind of deal with the Vayne and the Rise and that team. So I want to see what ends up happening with this draft.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be a really interesting game. Yeah, we're gonna go to a pause for now while we wait for the spectator delay to finish up. We will see you guys back here in about 3 minutes for a super duper spicy game. Stay tuned, guys. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're on the Rift here, and we already have something going on.
We're gonna have an early snowball coming in from the Nunu, but that's not gonna really give a lot of information. They only see the Galio right now, so they do have the blue buff warded, but in return, Zero Kills also got the blue buff are warded, so it's an even ward exchange, but nothing further.
Nothing too crazy, yeah. Looking at the runes here, we do have a TP, or runes and summoner spells. We do have a TP advantage for NBBC with Cassiopeia Conqueror taking it over Edge Diao. Also has Electrocute on Silas, which you don't see very often, but maybe he's looking for some early pressure to try to shut down Cassiopeia early.
Yeah, I would have loved to see the Conqueror on the Silas just for the better trade potentials too, but I don't know why mid laners are taking our teleport. I understand it's a team game, but at the same time, especially with the longer cooldown, you really want your mid laner to have more power and more aggressiveness in the early game, especially being able to have an exhaust. The exhaust, I think, would have been a good summoner spell, or the ignite, just to reduce the healing out of it too.
I mean,
Zero Kills and
personally,
Complex are trying to be cheeky with that one, but they got spotted up on the board.
yeah, personally, I am a huge advocate for TP in the mid lane. I take it on damn near every single one of my games, but that's just me.
I take it on Orianna. I mean, but that's because Orianna's not meant to play hyper aggressive. Like, she's not an assassin. She's just mostly a 2-3 item champion too. So,
All right, pretty standard control mage, yeah. While we were in the pause, we were actually talking about this this top lane matchup here, in which Kled kind of beats Maokai in every single way. So if I think Half a Night's goal here is to just chill, which actually a little scuffle going on right now.
Oh, he does get the early level 2 here, but nah, nothing. They're both level 2. He does have Grasp of the Undying too, and that's not a bad trade if you're Maokai, because you do have one more corrupting potion pot too, and you already burned the potion for the Kled too, so you're getting a lot of getting a better trade out of that. So, and the Leona's gonna be going in too. The Eton is gonna go out. Zero Kills has to flash out. The Galio is gonna be stunned by the Leona. Galio might be going down here. First Blood is gonna go over to Yogiza.
Yeah, well played by RDT. They got the early gank off with Nunu, and Hecarim was there, but he wasn't able to do much to keep them off. And so first blood goes over to the carry.
Yeah, then that was just an easy snowball. Cleared the bot side, didn't even go to top side yet, but getting the early kill onto Yogiza is going to be really efficient too, heading into the mid game power spike where Ezreal kind of shines a little bit more effectively too. But
yeah, I'm not sure they were expecting that full clear and then a gank on the bot side, especially with Hecarim pathing down there as well. Yeah, I love to do it whenever I play jungle, but like nobody expects it, and it looks like Hecarim's actually looking for a repeat gank here. There's no vision.
Ooh, good flash. Oh, he might get the taunt. He does get the taunt here. The Galio is going to be able to get the ignite down too. That's going to be the kill for Zero Kills, and they do get the return kill. Kind of greedy.
Yeah, I mean, it was just on the tip. The taunt was just on the tip. Just barely got Ezreal, but both AD carries do get a kill, have even CS as well. Probably gonna pretty even. Very even.
Oh, that's
actually.
the electrocute that comes out. Already half health from the Silas too, as he's able to trade in. Hey, here comes a Hecarim though. The Silas is going to be able to get the gank off, but Cassiopeia is going to be getting her poison down, but no kill is going to be in the mid lane too. That's just more of a pressure. Here comes the Silas going back. He is level 5 in comparison to the 5 and 3, and he's taking that 2v1 pretty well actually.
He is showing zero fear in the mid lane. But yeah, so there's that early game electrocute that I guess we didn't really talk about. I kind of I just said I don't really know why they would take it, but he did. Yeah, so electrocute is really good.
Yeah, Nunu steals the big chicken. Look at the top lane CS discrepancy, and I know we talked about Kled kind of being the tank killer for the top because of the kit he has, but he's down 2 waves. He's down 15 CS right now, 16.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
That's shocking. Yeah, that's quite shocking.
What is your thought about it? Is it just because he's not focusing on CSing and more on trading, or what seems to be the issue?
I think that's definitely part of it. I'm not too sure of the rank discrepancy, as in like maybe Half and I just knows
Oh,
how
I'm
to
gonna have
play
to
the
interrupt
lane
you here
better.
real quick too. The miasma does go down, but they ignite as well too. Silas should be caught out. Oh, he gets a flash in and he gets a kill onto Conqueror. That's gonna be the 1-for-1 right now too. But the Silas is out. Did he? Whoa! He just gets out with the onslaught of shadows, and he is gonna be safe.
Well played by Edge the How. That was okay. Nice. He ulted
Now
his
for-
face.
Edge
With
the
his
out
own
puts the
ult.
ow and kapow. Like Jesus.
That was a really well played. I was not expecting him to go back in towards Conquer, but he knows his champion's damage better than I do. So, and he was able to get out as well. Really
And
smart
this-
by taking the ultimate. He probably just had just enough mana for that. That was-
Yeah, because his ultimate is
I believe it's 100, is it not?
75 mana. So, and I
Ah,
believe he
forgot.
had just a hair under 100 to get that. So.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Well played.
Really good buyback from the Maokai here, as he's going to go with the early Bomby Cinder too, as well as the Nunu. I'm still the Kled hasn't recalled yet, so I don't know if he's going to be looking to maybe get an Executioners to help continue that health reduction, or if he's just going to try to go for Tank Kled, which we've been kind of seeing lately as a more demonic force onto Summoner's Rift, because Tank Kled is not fun to play against in the late game, especially when you don't have any like true anti-tank carries on the side of RDT.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see the tank Kled this game because Maokai would probably build Bomby Cinder anyway, but it really helps Maokai in the sense that Kled wants to engage onto him. Whenever he does, he just pops the Bomby Cinder and just does that much more damage. And yeah, there it is. He just bought it right now. He's just
And
trading
remember-
some of that damage back.
And he does also proc his grasp. That's going to be the other key thing too. So the all-in is really going to be negated, I think. I think it was a really smart pick for the Grasp of the Undying.
Yeah, it's going the exact opposite of how I thought it would go because Kled has the Grievous Wounds in his kit. And we have an engage going on in the bot lane actually.
Oh, what a good condemn, but that's going to be the hook onto the Lona onto the Galio too. Aided does get the first kill on this fight too, as the Kled is going to be able to get the kill onto the Leona. Sigil does get the first kill of the top lane. Here comes another teleport. The Cassiopeia is going to be ulting in probably too. And that is a great ultimate into the Miasma. The Sidro is going to get the kill too, but Cassiopeia has to flash out too. It's going to be a kill for the Vayne too, as Half a Knight does get the kill back. 0 kills. It's Ezreal gets the kill with the True Shot Barrage. It's true enough. It is true. And the Maokai is still alive. The heal comes through. Can the Kled survive? No, here comes the Kitty Cat. And that's going to be another kill for Yogiza.
Damn.
And that is going to be a 3-for-1 team fight.
Wow, that was crazy. That ultimate was so good by Conqueror. He had the right idea, the perfect idea. TP, ult into the Miasma. They could not move for a solid like 3 or 4 seconds, but they still were not able to kill them.
The Petrifying Gaze was so clean. They just threw it onto the tanks, and they couldn't kill the tanks enough. 0 kills is still level 5, so he couldn't actually do anything to help deal more damage. Because right now he is maxing W, but it just seems like he was just out of the fight altogether. Completed mana mune now onto the Ezreal, so he's stacking it well. It's at 156, so he's 200 mana away from getting a completed mirror mana right now. As
RDT
Nunu gets the dragon. Oh, here comes another
looking
game
for a
too.
gank.
Oh, but here's gonna be another game too, as we have some fighting on the top side as well too. But Galio is just gonna taunt them away too. So we'll look at an invade. August is invading on the topside jungle. I want to see the Hecarim be more aggressive. He does have the onslaught of shadows, but I just don't know why he's not playing as aggressive. Oh,
Maybe
the
it's,
Silence is roaming a hole. I'm gonna have to cut you off right here too. The Silence is being caught out too. No, the Hecarim is being caught out by the Silas, as we're going to see the early damage too. Here comes the Kled too. Silas does have the Kled ultimate here too. And that should be the Hecarim going down. The Ignite does go down too. Silas is going to be able to escape. No, not for right now. Kled is dismounted. He does not have Scarl on him. Petrifying Gaze misses. And that's going to be the Nuda going on to the Cassiopeia too. Here comes the ultimate. Cassiopeia should be going down too. Ada just get the kill. Kled is back up, dismounted, and he is going to be killed. 3-for-0. And Edge the Ow is now 3-0-1.
Wow, okay, RDT is doing like everything right now. They're in perfect position. They have 3 kills on their 2 carries. Their tanks are also not dying, so they're gonna be tanky as hell. And I guess Okay, Nunu has the Dark Seal. We're gonna see a little bit of AP, which I love.
Build the death cap, please. Build the death cap. I want to see the one shot, baby. Let's
We
do it.
all
As
want to
the
see it.
I want to take a
That
look
would
at the
be
goal
awesome.
discrepancy right now. It is about a 3K goal lead in favor because you have about 600 in favor of the Ezreal, which was supposed to be the lane that, we thought was going to be a little bit difficult because of the substitute doing really well. We have a 1,500 gold lead in the mid lane, 800 in the jungle. All these counter matchups, they're not playing it to the style that they should be, and right now it's concentrating gold leads right across the board. Except for support, but support's like dead even pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so does that really count?
No,
I mean, because they both have
not
two
really.
assists, so they both have 2 assists.
Yeah. The RDT is doing everything that we didn't think was gonna happen, and they're doing it very well. They're winning in every single lane as of now, and they probably will. They'll probably take them through the mid game. And if they can keep this snowball here, if they can end quickly, then 0 kills, Conqueror and Sid won't have time to scale, and that's just gonna be GG.
And then we're gonna see two losses on the Vayne of the day too, if they don't make it too. As the Hecarim is gonna be diving in too. Here comes the Galio coming in as well too. The Leona ultimate does go down too, and that's gonna be a kill onto for Yogiza. Nunu is gonna be having to flash out, but the Galio still is pretty low health too. Vayne does have the ultimate on, so she is able to go invisible too. Here comes the Ezreal. That is a beautiful hook for the Leona. It's gonna be another flash in for the Ezreal too. Double kill for Yogiza. No. Yogiza just gets the 1 kill as Leona does get the other kill, but that is a 3 for 0. They do save some plates on the tower, so some gold will be going over to August, but misplay after misplay. This is just going from bad to worse.
Yeah, they gotta keep that river warded. They gotta go ward all the way up there, because like, it's Nunu. He can come in from 10 miles away and be there like a second. Like it's crazy how fast
Here
he's
comes
getting
the
there.
ultimate as Silas is already 2 levels up. Holy God!
Okay.
It's the
Okay.
out. Wow, he just went kaboom, kabam, slap. That is unfair.
Okay,
He's
well,
already 3 levels up.
there's the electrocute, I guess. I was kind of shitting on it at the beginning, but my reasoning behind it was like it won't scale as well as Conquer, which it won't. But who cares about scaling when you're just one-shotting everybody? Look
Silas
at
is,
that.
oh my God, and that's the Ignite going down. He is now unstoppable. Even with the onslaught of shadows, he cannot get out. I think he would have died to the Krugs anyways, because he did proc the Krugs. So maybe the Krugs would have been nice to RDT, but
Maybe.
5-0-1, and he has almost a 20 CS lead.
Yep, probably gonna go pick up that death cap, or I guess it. No, not the death cap.
Not this early in the game. Come on, you're not trying to BM that damn early. Come on.
The Ludens is what I meant to say. They both have DNA, okay? They both have DNA. Gotta confuse. This is COVID brain.
I have college next week. Don't remind me. My COVID brain's gonna be for next week. But I really want to focus on the fact that I think that Galio was not a good pick for the support right now because he hasn't been able to utilize the ultimate with the hero's entrance. So he hasn't been able to come into mid. He hasn't been able to roam because of the fact that they have good dive potential from the Nunu, from the Leona. So right now, with the mid lane winning in favor of RDT, they can't really play with an aggressive playstyle with Galio being able to roam and help out, as we could see a 4-man dive bot. Oh God, and Hecarim is just going to be popped. That's going to be another kill over for Xiao too. They have the dive potential right now, and they do have the Galio ultimate. Cassio is running down too, as the Maokai is going to be trading pretty effectively. He's already pretty close to his Sunfire. He does have this plated steel cap. But second dragon of the game, that's going to be Ocean Dragon going over to RDT. And Infernal Soul is going to be up on the bow. Cassiopeia flashes, but she's still dead.
Wow. Xiao is running over this mid lane right here. He's also just not letting August jungle whatsoever. And
jeez.
yeah.
This is welcome to the clapping part, like whatever clapping this is. And Silas does get the solo gold from the tower as the Kled has a flash. Maokai ultimate is going down too. He can soak it up pretty well. He does have grasping and dying, and he's able to be soaking in too. But the Kled has to be going out. Kled does get the kill. Sidro is going to be getting a nice little kill too. Nunu is going to be going down with the teleport coming in from the Cassiopeia, and Sidro gets 2 kills in return.
Yeah, they're kind of grasping at straws right now. That's definitely something that you don't want to give them because they can turn a few kills into a gigantic lead. But
And you
uh,
had 2 tanks diving. Does that really
yeah,
constitute anything though? Come on.
that's true. That's true.
So I think if they would have had another carry up there, maybe the silence goes up there, that would have been executed a little bit differently too. I just think the dive was executed a little bit wrong. Oh my god, that's gonna be the flash out, and he still gets a kill even with the petrifying gaze coming out. So that's another kill going on to the Silas as he's now 8-0-1, and he has Dark Seal.
Yeah. Edge the Ow is not letting Conquer play this game. And,
5K gold difference, by the way. Oh, him alone, he has 3,000, and he's looking on to August. Please, no, this is animal abuse. We don't want to get reported by PETA. Come on. No, okay, good. Don't hit the pony. Don't hit the pony, please. Well, Nuna's going to be grabbing the Rift Herald, but again, going back to the gold lead, it's 5,000. 3 of it is in favor of the Silas, as he's just looking to just hit the Cled with everything he's got. They can die with the Maokai, kind of, and he should be able to warp out, kind of. As Complexopedia is going to be able to ult in. Finally, that's the first ult of the game we have with the Galio, as Edge Diao is going to get another kill. Complex should be going down too. He does burn the Ignite, but there's no way. He does flash out as well too. Here comes the Nunu. Snowball, and Half a Night does get the kill. The Maokai, his second kill of the game. 2, 1, and 6, and that's a 902 mid laner. Leona's up here too, just for to steal the gold. That's not very nice.
Dude,
Give the gold to your carries. What are you doing up here?
She is perfectly comfortable with Ezreal being in the bot lane by himself, getting that solo XP. They're doing everything that they need to do right now.
He has a 1,300 gold lead. He is working on the Divine Cinder. He's actually really close to Divine Cinder, as you can see. He does have the Phase of Sheen and the Kindle Gem. So he's far ahead, and we see the early rush of the Blade of the Ruin King coming out from 0 kills. That's because he wants to sustain in lane too, but right now he's going to be falling a little bit behind in terms of mythic item. He's going to be probably down half an item in comparison to Yogiza once he completes Divine Sunderer. And he has the completed Manamune stats. He has Manamune now.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very long game for NBBC. They have to let the game go to like 30, 35 minutes before they can actually really do much of anything. Because they're just extremely far behind right now with this dominating performance so far by RTT.
I know we were riding on them and we talked about the composition. You know, I said that if RDT can get ahead in the early game, they would win. I honestly didn't expect it just because of the fill-in position, but I think they're so confident as they have Onslaught of Shadows. Edge Diao is now legendary as he has 10 kills, 14 stack on the Magi. So we are playing a game of, you know, let's see how many stacks he has.
Yeah.
14 so far. 14 is the magic.
And although the Magi stacks are really, really, really helpful in letting Silas literally pop off and pop anybody he wants, really.
I think popping off is an understatement. Really,
True.
Come on, it's an understatement.
He's just not getting any gold from killing Hecarim and Cassiopeia over and over and over again. Like, he's just like it's turning into nothing. Like although except for Magi stacks, obviously, but he's just not getting like much gold off it. Like pretty soon it'll like stagnate out, and he won't be getting as much gold as he could be if he's killing like Kled or Vayne or something.
Right. I want to see him split push at this point too, because I think he's strong enough to handle with the 1v2 against a Vayne Galio. As we're going to be seeing some invade. The Galio is going to dash away, but the Maokai does follow too. He should be getting onto the kill. The Locket does come out too, but there is a lot of tankiness, and they're going to be diving onto Leona. The Leona does get the ultimate off. Holy god, that was a clean executed dive. Edge Xiao does get the kill onto the Vayne as they go 2 for 0, and they are looking at this tier 2 turret here. 22-5 now, and that's going to be a really fed Silas with 20 stacks, as the Collide Ultimate is going to be coming out too. Are they going to be looking at the Maokai here? And they're going to be looking at Maokai right now too. They should be able to fight this. No, the Locket does come down to the Miasma, does go down to Agiza, does get the unstoppable call as he does get the True Shot Barrage. That's going to be a double kill too. Here's going to be the kill, and that's a triple kill for Yogiza as they flash in too. The Petrifying Gauge doesn't do anything, and that should be the Inhibitor Tower now.
It'll probably be the
Oh my
Inhibitor too.
god! Did you just see that? He didn't hit the whole combo!
This is pretty gross.
He didn't hit the whole combo! Wait, I gotta look at this. That almost did 500 damage!
We're at
That's
an
not
11,000
fair.
gold lead right here. 25-5. 2 kills or 2 dragons to 1, about to be 3, and an inhib is already broken at 20 minutes into the game. This is a pure domination by Rubber Ducky team right now.
I think Yogiza heard the comment I made about him kind of being tilted from last game, and he's just like, nah, I'll go 8-1-3. I want to take a note of the fact that 11-0-6 on the Silas. We were talking about kind of the participation, but then we just saw him go bot. 25 stacks on the Magi's. He's massive right now. He's right now. You do have one item on the Cassiopeia. You don't even have Kraken Slayer on Vayne, so she is so far behind. You do have 2.5 items right now on the Ezreal with the Tiamat coming out, so I'm assuming he's going to go for the Ravenous Hydra. Really good build, allows for a little bit faster wave clear. But I don't know. Are we just seeing? Is this going to be the end of all the Vayne players, at least the ones that we think are prominent, or are we ever going to see another Vayne in this?
I mean, so Vayne is a very, I would say she's coin flip, but she's kind of always good. I think her early game damage is way better, is good. It's too good for how good her late game is, personally. And Baron's gonna be started up actually here.
Right, as the Galio's going to be caught out too, and he has to flash away. Complex, there's no way you're going to be able to fight that too. Silas is just zoning out everybody. He's stolen the Onslaught of Shadows. The 0 kills has to watch out too. The Onslaught of Shadows does get used over by August as he's going to go down. Yogiza's legendary at 9-1-3. Kind of just throwing the Hail Mary right there, except really unsuccessfully. Ish.
Yeah, he went very early, and it's hard enough to steal from a Nunu.
Oh, are we going to be seeing a dive? Are we going to be... Oh, this is going to be interesting. We might be able to see another dive into the mid lane, too. He does have the Onslaught of Shadows for Edge the Owl right now.
He's behind him. They don't...
They are behind. Galio has no ultimate. Actually, he does have the ultimate right now. He does have the hero's entrance, too. They all have their ultimates up right now, too. But this could be a dangerous dive. Here comes... Oh! That is a dangerous, as the Cassiopeia does get the petrifying gaze onto the Ezreal, but the Leona will be going down too. This team fight is executed cleanly. Rubber Ducky team took their upset loss, and they are going to be getting the quadra kill onto the mid laner. We could be seeing a Silas pentakill over for the Silas, and that's going to be an easy game. 23 minutes into the game, the Nexus towers fall. The Nexus are being hit up. And NBC gets defeated by RDT with a sub.
What the actual fuck just happened?
Are we seeing the fall of a... Are we seeing the rise of 2 strong contenders now?
What? He got... What? I wanted a 40-minute game, guys. Come on.
23 minutes. He had 20... He basically had a kill or an assist a minute.
Oh my goodness.
He had 16-0-6. He did 25,000 damage. Well, I mean... let's bring in Aided. Let's bring in Aided real quick to talk about the game. Where's Aided? Okay.
Hey there, how's it going?
Congratulations on the win today. Talk to me a little bit about the team draft and why you guys kind of went for this focus on the draft.
I don't know. I mean, we kind of walked into this game. We had a scheduling communication issue, so we just were short our ADC. So we kind of decided to put Wolf on his Silas and kind of see where it went. And it worked out. So happy with his performance today.
Right, and you guys were playing with the substitute ADC, and I know Yogiza was really kind enough to step in. Were you kind of surprised that he still popped off the way he did, though? I know we were going to be going over your mid lane later, but were you also surprised that Yogiza popped off really well? I believe, what is it, 9-1-3? No, 9-1 on the Ezreal. 9-1-6 on the Ezreal.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. He was really down talking his ADC. He was saying it's his least comfortable role, but that's what we had the sub for, so we kind of went with it. So yeah, I think everyone's pleasantly surprised with his great performance today.
Were you surprised at the fact that Edge Diao pulled out the Silas and just smurfed There's no other words. It looked like he was just smurfing everywhere.
Yeah, Edge the Owl's Silas is kind of his sleeper pick. We're pretty surprised to see that because the Silas is pretty volatile as a champion. But yeah, we're happy to see it turn out as well as it did.
Well, congrats on the win, though. We do want to thank you for a really nice win today. That moves you guys to 6-2. Tough game next week, so we'll hopefully, get a very interesting game next week.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And now let's bring in. I believe we bring in Zero Kills.
Zero kills. Yes.
Yeah, you can ask. You can ask some of the questions if you like.
No, you take it away, man. You got it.
Zero Kills. How are you feeling?
Wow, I'm demoralized.
A little bit too.
I'm playing balloons for the rest of my life. I don't deserve to play League ever again.
Talk to me just a little bit about how the game went for you guys, what you guys were dealing with comm-wise for the whole game. Just talk to me a little bit about what kind of went through you guys a little bit.
We keep drafting bad for our jungler. That's all I know. We keep drafting bad for our jungler, and then we go into the game and he's countered all game. They're in his jungle. No one's helping him out. I don't know. I think the mid jungle duo isn't looking too hot for us.
Definitely. With that comment though, are we expecting to probably see any future shakes up, especially with playoffs looming near? I'm assuming that there might be a good time to maybe experiment with a few different roster changes.
We'll see. I mean, I love my current roster. I still want to change it. I just mean they just have to do better. Like I can't carry if my mid jungle is not doing well.
Now you also had Complex in the support role. Naturally, he's one of your top laners. Were you guys a little bit surprised of the Galio support, or was this planned all along?
It's always been planned. It's been planned from the start. We drop Rebel, and then he, because all Rebel plays is Galio, so we drop Rebel and Complex becomes the Galio. Imagine the big brain plays. Man, I'm fucking around.
Any last thing you want to say real quick?
No, I mean GG's to RDT. I ain't get to play against one above. They gave me Yogiza. They gave me Yogiza, man. I was looking forward to one above, and they gave me Yogiza. And he played Ezreal. Feels bad.
Well, we want to thank you for the interview. We unfortunately apologize for the loss, though, but hopefully you guys can rebound starting next week.
We will rebound, and the BBC will come back.
Definitely. Thank you for the interview.
Peace.
Okay, Aiden. Any thoughts on the game overall, just before we close it out?
I'm still trying to recover from that one. That was crazy. I wanted a 40-minute game. It was over in 23. It was complete domination by RDT from start to finish. It seemed. Yeah, I don't really have anything else aside from that. No, really well played by RDT. Hopefully MBBC can bounce back because I know they have a really strong roster. They just I'm not totally sure what's going on, but maybe it starts from the mid jungle duo, like Zeriko's was saying. But
I believe this is their third loss in a row. Actually, this is their third loss in a row as well too.
Wow.
So because they started the season I think 5-1.
This is true. They did.
Yep.
They did. Yeah.
So we'll end it here. We will let you guys know the next game, which will be coming up shortly. So stick around.
Deuces.